In this video, I'll be going over one of the largest steps taken in the Rock-afire restoration, and that was building the stage. I got lucky and found that Creative Engineering still had the original measurements. However, they needed to be converted to AutoCAD so that I could see exactly how the stage would be built. I laid out the sheets of plywood on the model to see how I could most effectively use them with little waste. The structure of my stage is close to what was used originally, but not entirely the same. The idea is to have a short wall around the perimeter of the stage, which is followed by joists on the top to support the weight of the characters and other objects that will be on the stage. I used 2x8 joists. Resting on top of the joists are 3/4-inch plywood boards. I started on Billy Bob's stage and unfortunately didn't film its construction because it was a test to see if I could accurately assemble a stage. I did take photos of its construction. Here's the construction of center stage. After I built center stage, it was time to build stage right or Rolf stage, but there was one problem. Clunk and Rolf share the same stage, meaning that if I built Rolf's stage the traditional way, I would have to remove Rolf from the stage and swap him out anytime I want to use Clunk. That's a lot of work I wouldn't want to do very often, if ever. So I decided to deviate from the original plans a little bit and create a rotating stage that integrates into the original stage plans. This would work the way the midge and side stages work and allow me to easily change the characters out. Once I made that plan, I started designing it in AutoCAD. I determined the smallest radius I could have without having to change the placement of Rolf or Clunk. Unfortunately, it's still large enough that it protrudes out the back wall a bit. That means there's only a very small gap in between the wall of the building and the back wall of the stage. Rolf's stage was built by my uncle, who's a far more experienced builder. He also helped do the upper soffits and drop ceiling. Here's a montage of the full stage construction. With the stage construction nearly finished, it was time to paint the back wall. The drop ceiling went in after. Once the drop ceiling was done, it was time to put up the curtain tracks. Then it was time to hang the blue canvas backdrop and paint on the clouds. With the painting done, I could move on to cutting the trapdoors in the floor. This was the final step necessary for putting props and characters on the stage. Though it isn't chronological, we'll start with putting Rolf and his props on the stage. With center stage, I took the characters on and off the stage more than 4 times to get the positioning correct. My stage measurements are from the earliest iteration used in Jacksonville, Florida. This meant I had to make a few small changes to the character positions. For an in-depth look at the props, check out the video I did specifically on them. Once the characters were positioned, I could put the grass down on the stage. Billy Bob's stage was actually the first one I put things on. Now, on to the most satisfying part, at least to me, the installation of the valances. A to Z Theatrics out of Kansas City did an amazing job with these. I was not expecting them to look this good. After intense dry cleaning and new fringe was put on, I installed the curtains. I'm still planning on replacing them as they have a few imperfections and holes.